Hello, my dear dreamers. Forgive me as I always have to work on adjusting this whole, oh, there we go. I think we're straight. This is me and my Sunday afternoon glory. I'm actually kind of under the weather, as it turns out. I have a sinus infection because my husband had a sinus infection last week, and it finally caught up to me this week. Sorry, I need to look at the thing. I always want to look at myself, and I don't need to do that. Anywho, that's beside the point. So yeah, I am here and stocking up on my vitamin C, have my nice steroid pills to help me get over this, and I slept for 9 hours, and I just took a shower like 10 minutes ago and feel amazing now. So this is just what I look like, and that's okay. So I know that you guys are probably off doing your Sunday afternoon things, but I wanted to pop in because I'm about to sit down to do, to write some of my content for the week, and I wanted to come in front of you all and give you a little preview. So we're going to be talking about some mindset stuff this week. Not super in-depth because I am not a mindset coach. I can recommend a great one if you need one. But I think it's really important as entrepreneurs to have tools in our belts to deal with mindset things. And so one thing that mindset always touches is money. And I can say this knowing that I had some terrible money stories around my life. I, excuse me, honestly was not, wasn't bad with money, but I had some really weird beliefs around it that I really had to pull out, and one of those happened to be that that money, rich people were just really greedy. Not in like they were greedy to earn their money, but once they had their money, they were greedy. And I was a greedy person. And I think part of me is greedy. I'm stingy with my time. I'm stingy with my emotions. And that's okay sometimes. I think being stingy with my time is actually kind of what helps me in business a little bit, but it's not always the best thing. So I'm working through those things and being willing to let go of my time for things that are important for other people, as well as to keep it for myself. So I just thought that that would be me with money too. That, of course, I would be stingy with money. And in the nonprofit world that I work in, I happen to work in fundraising, so I have met people with actual billions of dollars, that's with the B, who give such tiny gifts because they want to hang on to it. And so when I think of like millions and billions of dollars, I think of that. Or I think of giving just because they want to get in a lower tax bracket, which is why people give so much at the end of the year. They want to get lower in their tax bracket. And that, like, to me, I want their money to be motivated by the cause that we have. I mean, obviously we take it either way because it's important and it's God's money, so it fuels the ministry, and that's important too. But you always want it to be motivated by the right thing, and I, of course, can't control that. And so I really just started to develop this belief that if you have a lot of money, you're probably going to give less percentage than if you have less money. I was afraid that that would play out in my life. And it's funny because if you were at the Business Boutique this weekend, Rabbi Lapin talked a lot about how, you know, the villain in a lot of movies is always some like billionaire who is taking over the world and has a lot of money and he's evil. And it is really funny that we are predisposed to think that, and so we start shrinking back from like taking money or being a part of money things. And so we all kind of I think a lot of us have that little twinge in us. And so I just wanted to talk a little bit about money and how it's a good thing. Not that you amass a lot of things. We'll get to that because we'll talk about stewardship. But so first of all, I just want to say that money is a connector. It's not just something you have. It actually fuels the world. I mean, money for the organization that I work for fuels getting the gospel to places, and that's awesome. And money fuels this economy. So I have money that I give to my grocery store for food, and that food nourishes me, but that money also then nourishes the people that work for the company, and or I give money to people who can help me, and people give money to me for me to help them. It connects people. It helps us see how dependent we are on each other. Money is a community creator because we all have it. It's our common currency, right? Something that we all have, whether little or a lot, and it connects us. It makes us dependent on one another, and I think that's how God created us, is to be that way. So money connects us in a way that a lot of other things can't. Because it is so integral to the world. So we can even have community with people who don't believe the same things that we do, or don't want the same things that we do, or don't have the same skills that we do, because we're connected through currency. Money is also a way to impact people and lives, and it sort of shows the impact that you're making. I liked how Rabbi Lapin yesterday 2 days ago, I guess now, on Friday, was talking about how, like, it can be a scorecard, like a report card, not a scorecard, that's the wrong thing, a report card, you know. Money gives you the opportunity to reach more people, to impact more people by you spending or giving because you received. You're helping more people because you have more of that connection currency to give to other people. So it's not a bad thing. It's okay. It's a way to impact the world. It's a way that we connect with those around us, and the more we have, the more we can use to do those things. And I think that if you're focused on God, then you'll do the right things with those money. And that's like one of my next points, that money belongs to God. It doesn't really belong to us. Like, everything is stewardship, right? Like, you can be a bad steward or a good steward. Everything we get is from God, even our money. It's not really ours. We're kind of like the bank, right? We just sort of hold it for a little while. It's up to us to distribute it in the right places, to use it in the right way. And I think in a lot of ways, money can be an indicator of how good a steward you are. Not that you get more money when you're a good steward. Like, trust me, I have met some of the most amazing believers who steward their resources and their time in incredible ways and are making an incredible impact on the world. I've had the opportunity to just meet with some of these people all over the world because of the organization that I work for, who are making an incredible kingdom impact, and they have no money, or they're completely persecuted. Sort of have to, like, hide from people and go to church in secret and all these things, you know. So I don't want you to confuse this with me saying that your circumstances are a reflection of your faith. I don't think that's true. I think a lot of times we have a harder time because our faith is strong. But that money can be an indicator. It's like the story, right? Like, the more that you do with the little, the more that you're trusted with. So if your money is an indicator of how good of a steward you are in a lot of different ways in parts of your life. Because stewardship is really about three things: your time, your talent, and your treasure. So how you're using your time, how you're spending it for the kingdom, how you're helping people, how you're taking care of yourself or your family or discipling people, how your talent, so how you're using the God-given gifts that you have, how you're following the callings that He's put on your life, how you're really stepping into your strengths and your potential and being used, and then treasure. So all about your treasure, how you are actually using the money that you have. And so I feel like if you are a good steward in one area, you're probably a pretty good steward in the other ones. Sometimes that's not always true. Sometimes we give a lot with our money. And so we give a lot with our time, but that doesn't mean that we're using it the best way, right? Especially with our time. Sometimes we think spending it on a lot of other people means that we're being good stewards, and that's not always the case. Like if you're not taking care of yourself in addition to other people, or you're not helping people in a way that's sustainable, then you may not be as good of a steward as you think. So just think of money and the way that you use it and approach it and receive it gratefully. Think of it as an indicator of your stewardship. Think of it as a connector. How when I give money to people who write great courses that I need to take for my online success, or when I give it to a coach to work with for myself to learn more, I'm fueling an economy of connection and of grace and of excitement and of just community. Like money can be a community builder. So let's look at it that way. Let's start thinking about money that way, because I think it's important. I also have a gift for you. I've got, I put together a little entrepreneur's guide to money mindset from a faith-based perspective. And so I'm going to pop that in the comments below so that you guys can have it. No opt-in required, no email gate, nothing like that. I just want you to benefit from it, because that was such an impactful part of my last year, was really reconciling my beliefs around money. And I think that as we all start approaching that in a better way, the better business people will be, and the more open that will be to having the type of business that we want and being the kind of successful that God wants us to be. You know, whether that is just creating a little bit more income for your family, or creating a little bit more time and space in your life. Those are all things that can be successful to you, and money is a way to get there, a way to connect with people in order to help you to get there. So I'll pop that in the comments. That's all I have for today, but I just wanted to say that, and say that I'm sorry if any of you that met me at Business Boutique get sick. I didn't know I was sick. I felt fine until I got home last night, so I'm so sorry if I was a carrier. And yeah, so stay tuned the rest of the next 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, I actually head out to Greece for my mission trip, and so I am going to just like be in here every day, because I want to connect with you guys, especially with everybody who joined from Business Boutique. Welcome. It's so great to see you, and I'm excited that you're here. And so just expect to see more from me over the next couple of weeks as we go. Oh, thanks for a heart. Okay, I'll talk to you guys later. I now have to sit down and do some work so that, yeah, so that I can have a stress-free week. Okay, bye.